Due a loss? Not this champion North Melbourne team. What a fantastic battle between two heavyweights of the AFLW. It was a fantastic Saturday night, shy under 3,000 people in attendance, and we are now on to 29 straight. A boomer Harvey. How great was the night? Welcome to Up North, a North Melbourne fancast from up north of the Murray. So the Siren Says North by 11 points. This is the second closest win we've had in our streak of 29 matches. And yep, there might have been a few nervous people at three-quarter time. I'm going to go out and say that North Melbourne won this match in the first 10 minutes. Quarter one started, the Lions were up and about. They brought energy, they brought a surge style of play. They were locking the ball in our defensive half, and they had the first 7 inside 50s. And at quarter time, they were 0 goals, 0 behinds. There was even one occasion there, I was on the wing on the TV side, and I'm going, just rush it, just concede a point. We were giving them nothing, particularly led by Jasmine Ferguson, but Shannon, Birch, there was a whole team down back playing brilliantly. And when I first was reflecting on that on the drive home, I'm going, the Lions blew it. No, North Melbourne won it. Because the statistical oddity last night is that 55 of the 77 points were scored running to that end, and the Lions in quarter one got none of them. And it really helped in the shadows of the first quarter. Talia Randall gets the ball in a bit of traffic, snaps, puts it through, and we've got an 8-point lead at quarter time. The second quarter, it just seemed to be normal service. Jasmine Garner, great goal for your 101st. And at half time, we're up 23-1. So we get into the third quarter and the atmosphere became electric. The Lions never gave up. They put in a huge effort all night, and their surge game started turning into goals, and the atmosphere, which was good all night, just erupted. And it was game on. And they got back to within 3 points of us. Now, if it was a men's game, I would have been very worried, sick in the guts. But this champion team reminds us of our champions of the 90s. It didn't really matter what the opposition were doing. At three-quarter time, we were still in with a chance. And watching them gather in the huddle, and just before and just after three-quarter time, I was standing near our interchange bench. These girls were up for it. Like, they'd been positive all night. But there was no worry, there was no concern. They realised this was a challenge and a game to be won. And then Darren Crocker runs up the stairs near us to get back to his coach's box. And he still looks calm. Maybe not quite as cheery as he'd normally be, but I was watching hard. And we come into the fourth quarter, and early on, we're playing in our forward half, and we build the lead out, and it was a commanding effort. And yes, when they got a goal with just over 5 minutes of actual play time left, I did sneak onto the AFL app for the first time, and doing the maths, 3 goals in 5 minutes, not as common in women's football, particularly between the top 4 or 6 teams, but still doable. But the girls held on, and we end up winning by 11 points. And it was such a joy. It was awesome just to bellow out a yeah at the end of the game. So we were challenged. not conquered. Our team, they responded all through the match, from the first 10 minutes to the last 10 minutes when Brisbane had the ascendancy. They could bend us, they couldn't break us, but when we had the ascendancy in the second and fourth quarter, we certainly broke them. Looking at some other notes, that dew was heavier than anybody expected. So do Brisbane stadiums need a roof? Because that game, if you're a diehard Lions or shin boner, that was a fierce, tight contest, and you might appreciate that. But if we're trying to build the AFLW, and the Lions had a big promotion, free tickets to anyone who hadn't been there before. They were giving out badges to first-time attendees. They had their match day squad going around giving out football and prizes to a few of those. I'm not sure that's showcasing the skills we want, particularly compared to the two previous times we've travelled up to Springfield, and it's been a beautiful afternoon, blue sky game where the skills were on show. And that links me back into, I can't get off this hobby horse. The grand final needs to be at Marvel if it's hosted by a Melbourne-based team. We've been lucky the last three grand finals. The weather's been really nice at Princes Park. I don't know, I can't remember if there was dew there or not, but it didn't seem so obvious. But why do we want to risk our showcase grand final being subject to a windy day or a wet day, and we can't showcase the best that our competition has to give? Get down the road to Marvel, play under the roof, let the two best sides go head to head in the best possible conditions. And if you can get 12,000 to Princes Park, I am sure we could double that at Marvel. 20,000 there can be a good atmosphere. Try and keep people in the lower level. Who knows? We might even get 30,000. By the end of the women in the Geelong doubleheader, we had 14,000 people there. And maybe a few thousand were just there out of curiosity or early for the men's game. But let's do it. Let's grow the game. If Brisbane end up hosting the grand final, nothing wrong with Brighton Homes Arena, and if it's dewy, it's dewy. If it goes to Adelaide, so be it. But can we present this product in the best possible light? And I don't think Tess Craven will mind me saying this, but she's on board for a Marvel grand final as well when we got to meet them after the match. There were times during the game too where I thought, looking at the scoreboard, if the Lions couldn't beat us, they were going to beat us. There was a few borderline unsavoury acts there. First quarter, bit of roughing up of Emma Carney. A bit later on in the match, could have been nasty on Jammin. Bogue, huge push in the back when she was running out for the ball in quarter four, ended up face first in the grass. How the umpires missed that one, I don't know. But, you know, the Lions were trying to put us off our game. Not these shin boners. They held their own, gave a little bit back, and then they went back and focused on the next contest. They responded the best way. They didn't shirk a contest. They didn't run away from a contest. But when the ball was back in play, they were back in play as well. So that was good to see. I also said I'll never take for granted watching a champion play. It was so good to see Emma Carney run out on the field. Thank you to the North Melbourne Club and the North Melbourne Queensland supporter group, because I managed to be on the field in the guard of honour. I got to high-five Jammin, a few others, Emma Carney at the end. Fabulous experience. And, you know, just when a few people were going, how much does Emma have to give in the first quarter? She gets the ball on the wing, breaks free, pumps it into forward 50. In the third quarter, when we were under the pump, I'm trying to think who the player was, got the ball on the wing in front of our interchange bench, and it was time for one of our defenders to come off, and she's sprinting from our D50 to the interchange bench. Emma had got ahead of the ball, was up near the forward 50, saw the play, and I won't name the defender, screaming out at the defender, wake up, run around, get a handball. You know, they could have run into a bit of space, either linked up with Emma or driven it inside 50, but a little bit of lacking game awareness. We also saw that in the last quarter, where was it Libby Birch? No one told her she was hot, and that led to one of the last Lions goals. But to see that leadership on field, that coaching on field, and yeah, a few of us might have talked about French connection, including Emma when it was over. But these girls, no animosity there, they got on with it. I did say in my preview how every time I've been out to watch the women play in Brisbane, there's a North Melbourne fan covering a different club. And last night it was Sam. Thank you to Sam and Troy. There was a young lady to my left as well. I didn't get her name, but thank you. It was so great to talk football and the positives and what we saw was happening in the game. And it turns out Sam's only been up here about a year, but in the men's game, he's a Collingwood fan, and in the W, he's a North Melbourne fan, and he was invested in us. So thank you to both of you. Made it a great night. Yeah, that's about all. Oh, my votes for the night. 5 votes go to Eilish Sheerin. She had 7 tackles, 5 stoppage clearances. Troy was saying as the match went on that she was going to more centre bounces. I haven't been able to confirm that in the stats, but she was mighty, got a goal in the 4th quarter. When we were challenged, she stood up tallest. 4 votes go to Jamin. Now, I don't look at the stats before I pick who gets my votes, but on the game, such a presence, both with the ball and without. A fantastic goal in the 2nd quarter to help extend our lead. Just a lot of confidence when she has the ball. 3 votes goes to our other Jasmine in Ferguson. That first 10 minutes, but a 4-quarter effort. Ferguson was so strong down back. And at times, with the Lions playing that surge game, she was one-on-one with the whole forward 50 to defend. And her placement and her composure and her one-on-one contests were great. 2 votes goes to Talia Randall. A phenomenal target up forward for us. Really delivered with, was it 20 seconds to go in the 1st quarter when she snapped that goal and gave us some breathing space. Another set shot in the 2nd quarter. I just thought Talia, one of those where the stats probably don't do her justice. And 1 vote, I can't believe Ash Riddell sneaking in for 1 vote here. It's not because I don't appreciate her. She was ever present. She's an energizer bunny, just go, go, go. Didn't quite see her having the impact as the others. And lots of us say we don't want it to be a midfielder's award. So Ash Riddell, mighty game. Alice O'Loughlin at half-time would have been in my votes. She worked herself almost to a standstill in the first half, both offering a target down forward when we had the ball, but trying to pin it in with forward 50 pressure. Shannon could have been in the votes as well. I mean, with our team, it's hard to just pick 5. So thank you, ladies. I love how the AFLW, all the fans are allowed on the field for a kick to kick after the game, and there's a rectangle fenced off where most of the players, as long as they don't need to go off with the doctors or do media, they're there chatting to the fans. Shout out to Amy Smith. This time 12 months ago, she celebrated her 50th AFLW game, and this year, of course, she's missing quite a stint. but they flew her up. She was like an assistant coach or mentor. Great to catch up with her. Tess Craven was looking a bit better this year, wasn't wearing the fat lip. But what a great initiative. I wasn't quite so starstruck this year. And then at the very end, got to go over and watch Darren Crocker and Jammin do the press conference afterwards. So, were you there last night? How were you feeling sitting at home watching it on the couch? If you've still got this far, I appreciate the support. Drop a comment below. And until next time, up north!